Welcome to the Advancement Podcast. Our mission is to reach the lost in America by advancing leaders and churches so that communities are transformed. Join us as we discuss how to stay healthy as leaders, work in teams, and lead change. Come on, let's advance together.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Advancement Podcast. This is Todd Barham, lead pastor at Hope Church in Cleveland, Texas, and co-host.
You are giving that
You like it?
Hope Church Cleveland plug here. Just kind of.
Hey, you know, in this time we need all the plugs we can get. And I'm joined by the host and president of the Advancement Coaching and Consulting, Timothy Dominic Ware. How are you doing, Tim?
Are you going to use my whole name forever now?
I'll probably forget by the next time we do the next episodes. So unless I write it down or something, but it'll be fine. or finally on Instagram at Tim D Ware, you can pick him up there.
Finally on Instagram after much pressure from the outside world.
And all you do is post farm stuff.
Well, when you live out on a ranch, you know what you do. What picture you take pictures of during quarantine? You take pictures of fence building. You take pictures of shed building. You take pictures of brush piles. That's what we do.
Is that what you do? Oh, okay. Well, hey, did you ever figure out that smoked cheese? I want some smoked cheese.
Yeah, it's right now it's you have to, after you smoke it has to rest for a couple of weeks to saturate. So it'll come out here in a couple of days and I'll test it and I'll tell you if it was any good.
Oh, thanks.
So
I'll come to your house and get it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's good to have our panel of youth pastors back with us. We had a listener who asked me if we were going to do something for youth ministry, so we put together a panel.
Let me guess, it was a youth pastor.
Actually, no, it wasn't? No, it was a senior pastor. Now, he's also in his 20s, so he's a young senior pastor, fresh from youth ministry into senior pastoring. So he still has this heavy burden for students.
Yeah.
And so I went, I guess we can do that. So there we go, and we put together a panel. We've got with us from San Antonio, Texas, Community Bible Church in San Antonio. We have Nick Houck joining us, and he formerly of Oklahoma, but he's finally been delivered and come to Texas. That's right.
Praise God.
Right.
And
You're not an OU fan, are you?
I am not. I'm an Oklahoma State fan, though.
Oh, well, somebody's got to love a loser.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to Oklahoma State fans.
That's okay.
Hey, don't alienate our listeners.
Yeah.
I
don't think you can say no offense after that.
Yeah, it's kind of exactly.
Like saying with all due respect and then just being mean, right?
This is hard.
Said with all due respect.
Then, how about this? Forgive me, Oklahoma State fans.
That's better.
I love Des Bryant.
Yeah. Okay. On from there. We also have with us Quinton Carter from Mercy Gate Church, student pastor at Mercy Gate Church in Mont Belvieu, Texas, father of a week and a half old, we heard earlier called a coronial baby. So we didn't even hear this. Did you get a boy, girl?
Boy, so I have two boys, and pretty good actually the time in which we were in the hospital, because we went in on Friday, and by Sunday they were telling that only the pregnant mom could be in the hospital. So even the dad had to leave, and so fortunately for us, that's the day we were leaving. So it was just the Lord, but yeah.
Excellent. Then we have with us, affectionately known for this series of podcasts as the young Tim Newton from Allsbury Baptist Church in Burleson, Texas. His wife Jennifer and two kids, and everybody's at home right now. Woo-hoo.
They are. They are. My son did online schooling prior to this. He's been online school for the past 2 years. So he's all like, what's the big deal? This is normal. So
Yeah, and grew up in Crowley, and
he
so
did.
he got the last podcast's sports beat down harshness from Todd.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about sports. I can't help
And
it.
he's in withdrawal right now because there's nothing but old sports on TV.
You know, I resorted last night to watching the NBA players playing 2K20 on ESPN. That's how withdrawn from sports I am. I was watching basketball players playing basketball games. Hello, my name is Todd, and I have a problem.
And then also rolling out our panel is Spencer Speed. He is the North Texas Assemblies of God youth director, overseeing camps and ministries and facilitating resources for youth pastors in just under 650 churches across the North Texas area. And he's the one that gave us the coronial because his son was born 3 weeks ago.
That's right. And he will be a Dallas Cowboys fan. So there you go.
That's right. Preach it.
He's already got a Cowboys t-shirt, says Dim Boys, pacifier, everything.
It's good. Tim, did you know that Spencer and I played in Sagu worship together back when we were both in school?
No, I did not know that.
That's a fun fact. I saved that for the third episode that we did. So it when Spencer became our DYD, I was like, God, he looks so familiar to me. I don't remember. And then all of a sudden it came back to me. We were in Sagu worship together.
He was. Oh yeah. Y'all were so close there, working together as a band. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was like 15 in the band, something like that. They were huge teams, but yeah.
So anyway, well, hey guys, it's great to have you back. As we've been talking about youth ministry, we've had some great conversations. We talked about about development and mindset shifts for student pastors. We've talked about how, engaging parents in social media and some of the challenges, and thought it would be fun for us to let's just kick off. What are some resources? Spencer made the observation that students they're scrollers. They're used to just getting on social media and they just run through, and engagement is always a problem on social media. Getting people to stop and watch a video, to stop and read something that's more than 2 or 3 sentences, or it's not a meme it's a picture with 4 words, to get them to engage is a challenge. So what are you guys doing for engagement? Let's just do popcorn style. What are you guys doing to engage, have some, one of the things about youth ministry is it's supposed to be not just where ministry happens, but it's the fun place in the church. It's the cool place. So what are y'all doing for fun and engagement with your students? Go.
Well, first off, for us, we've always been on Instagram and a lot of social media channels, but we didn't have a TikTok. And so we started a TikTok during this COVID-19, but the purpose behind it is complete silliness. And so it's not quote unquote a ministry page per se. It is like we have our kids doing some of the dumbest stuff. And so we've been doing a TikTok challenge actually. And even if you don't have maybe the person to fully run that page, we actually just empowered one of our student leaders because they understand TikTok. And so I give them parameters, the things I don't want on it. And it's been so fun. So
what did you put on it? What did you do? What did you do that was posted?
So I actually started my own personal TikTok. And so I did a challenge. There's one called Normal People. And so you compare normal people to psychopaths. And so what I did is I poured my, yes, I'm telling you, it's silly. So I poured a bowl of cereal and then I poured my milk because that's what normal people do. But compared to a psychopath, they pour their milk first and then they pour the cereal. And so it just got a ton of likes.
I agree with that.
See, and so there's just so much fun content there. But I think definitely having parameters. So that's something that we've been doing youth ministry wise.
That's just not. I don't even know what to say about that.
We've been
using
using
future of our generation.
yeah, we've been using Kahoot to do some live games like that. And Kahoot.
All right, now spell that.
Kahoot, Kahoot.
Is that a Kahoot.com? Kahoot.
It's actually .it, isn't it, Spencer?
It's a great question. I think it has an H at the end too.
And so what it basically is like you type in questions and you can have answers, basically like trivia type questions, and they pick the answer from their devices. And we actually did it them at home and us doing it live, having the responses and everything popping right up. So it's a great resource.
So it's Family Feud virtual?
Kind of, yeah.
Maybe that didn't go over real well.
And it is Kahoot.com.
Not the Steve
Kahoot.com.
Not the Steve Harvey version.
Richard Dawson version. The Richard Dawson version.
Tim remembers the guy that had to touch all the women. That guy. He was so uncomfortable, man.
I stopped watching it back in. I stopped watching it about 1979. I'm sorry.
If Me Too were around back then, man, woo.
Okay, what's something else you guys are doing for fun?
Yeah, one of the things we're doing, it can take place in many different arenas, whether it be Kahoot or something like what Quinton said. You can do TikTok, but just doing any kind of contests. So we've seen TikTok dance contests, so everybody posts their own. One of the things about this generation is they really want to be creators. That's a big want in their life. And so anytime they get to publish something, that helps them engage so much more. And so whether that's trivia through Instagram or TikTok or anything like that is great. Jackbox.tv is an app, JACKPOT.tv. You can get it on PlayStations or Xboxes, Apple TVs, Apple computers. It's got a load of different games that you can just stream behind you if you're doing a Insta Live, Facebook Live. Put a TV behind you, kids can watch and join. Those are some ways that we've really seen people engage a lot because they get to do it, as well as just giving students a chance to do some Q&A. If you go live, give them a spot to comment below and just let them ask anything. They will stay on instead of doing the swiping thing. They'll stay on when their voice gets heard. So give them a voice.
Yeah. So Quinton, you said during our break that did you say that y'all actually did a Netflix watch party?
Yes. So Netflix just did this new extension. You just download Google Chrome. And if you got Google Chrome, you can add Netflix extension as an app through the Google Store onto your laptop or computer, whatever. And then all you do is you go to Netflix, you pull up a movie, and you'll see in the top corner the ability to host a Netflix party. It's basically what Facebook has a watch party. You can watch a video, everybody can join on, comment. Netflix has done that to where you can watch a movie and basically you guys are virtually watching a movie together, even though you're miles apart. And so it's been so fun just seeing people's comments on different scenes and stuff, or, just chatting while watching a movie. It's just another way of connection. I think overall, your big focus is community, connection, find connection points compared to just content. A lot of people are producing a lot of content, but connection is the goal, community. And so that's why we've liked that. It's just fun, people watching it together and connecting. So,
all right, Nick, anything else that you guys have been doing?
Sure. Yeah, we try to stay pretty active throughout the week. Our strategy's changed quite a bit since kids started doing online school. That first week and a half, our schedule was more stuff during the day, but things have shifted now since they're in school now during the day. So we've done tons of things where we've had worship on the afternoons. We do a thing called tips and tricks on Thursdays, where one of our team members makes a simple recipe from things that they have at home. And a lot of these are like just live things, getting interactive stuff. Probably the highest engagement we've had is we have brought on Instagram live personalities that our students would be familiar with from previous camps or events. And we've just done a live segment with them just to talk and let our kids kind of see some interactivity with them. One of the guys from a band that we had at an event recently came on and led worship with me having him hosted on a live show. So that was pretty cool. But we're also, the thing that we're seeing probably the most to keep people interactive is utilizing students in the content that we create. So we have every day at noon, we use an Instagram TV where we have a Bible reading. We're just going through the book of John, but we're utilizing some of our student reps to be part of that. So we're seeing a lot of engagement from those kind of things as well. We're just kind of sprinkling content throughout the week, but utilizing students, keeping it fresh, keeping it fun. And then probably the thing we're most excited about this week is our high school pastor and I, we co-teach on Wednesdays now for our broadcast for our normal Wednesday service. But we're teaching on the Lord's Supper and the elements this week. And we're actually going to sit down with the holiest of meals, being In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A this week. And so we're encouraging our students, as this is an interactive thing, we're telling them all week to bring their dinner to the 6:45 broadcast. And we want them to bring the dinner as we talk about the Last Supper, but we're going to have them enter to win a quarantine care pack. So if they take a picture and post it of them eating dinner while watching our Wednesday night broadcast, the winner will come from those that post a pic of them eating dinner with us on our TV broadcast. So that's just kind of it's a call to action. Just you guys probably know this, but anytime you have some kind of call to action and there's a response that requires something, if you have like an end gift or like long story short, we're letting them create their dream quarantine care pack today and tomorrow. What they don't know is on Thursday, we're giving away that dream quarantine care pack based on those that will take a picture on Wednesday night during service and post it. So there's a long play there where it starts with interactivity, pick your favorite quarantine snack. We're going to build a pack out of it. Wednesday night, take a pic. Thursday morning, we're giving it away. So it keeps them engaged the whole time.
Genius.
That's really good. And Spencer's going, I'm fixing to write that up and email that out to about 600 youth pastors.
Yeah.
You got it.
Absolutely. That's really good. So Kahoot, I have a real, so are you dancing for them, Quinton? Since who was it said they did a dance contest?
Yeah, we aren't doing our dance contest yet. That will be happening. Right now is just making a TikTok challenge, and TikToks are just so fun anyways. You put some type of just music or voiceover on it and people just act it out or something. So our kids have been really taking to it because they already are in that vein. So it's just been fun. The other thing I think is important and why it's so good to just find fun ways to engage is because your kids, you don't want to, and I even hate using this word, but you don't want to over spiritualize things because if you do, then all you're presenting to them is that, I have to always be serious and not just really enjoy life. And so they'll actually turn to other mediums and other accounts and other, avenues to find fun compared to having fun with the youth ministry. And so finding ways to really teach them to enjoy life, that this is, I have more fun living for Jesus than anything. And so teaching them that way. And so finding just fun avenues to connect.
it seems like it's also because in the last two podcasts, you guys talked about empowering parents. I guess in the first one of this series, you talked about empowering parents to re-engage as the primary discipler, and so adding this, emphasizing this fun and connection piece. What I feel like you guys are saying is it's partnering with the parents and not trying to take that discipler back. Not saying do it, but then take ownership of it virtually.
Yeah, that's really good. And that's one of the things even that we did with our parents at our personal church is we started engaging them as a family. And I know we've talked about that a little bit. I think it was young Tim that said it earlier. They're really trying to engage the whole family. Our church this past week did a dance party, what you would normally see on TikTok. I don't think all of the parents used that. They probably used Facebook and Instagram as well, but they did a family dance off. And so the whole family comes in dancing to some kind of video like you would see on TikTok. And it was really cool to see mom, dad, little kids, big kids, all dancing, having fun together. Like what Quinton's saying is it's not got to all be spiritual. It doesn't always have to be serious, but it was a lot of fun to see the whole family do that, especially because, you know, parents are now the educator, like in the school system and the spiritual leader right now, as well as they're still trying to keep their own job going. So to create any kind of the fun and light atmosphere is a great opportunity for those parents.
I'll say this too. Something we've done that our families really liked is we gave away some catered meals to families that would participate with us. And we did some trivia, some things for families that they could actually win a catered meal to their home. I mean, we can't actually physically go there, but that's been really good. The next thing we're going to do next week, I can't wait. We're not trying to over spiritualize this week, but we've taken a step back for Holy Week and doing some more like reflective interactivity. So we've taken down kind of the live segment and we're doing some more like, you know, journal entry kind of thing, or, hey, we got a 60-second timer that we're going to post every day to like say, hey, pray for this for 60 seconds kind of thing. But next week, to bring back a little bit more of the goofy stuff, we're going to do a submission-based talent show. So they submit themselves in video with a talent, and we will review them on our end, and we're going to post the top 10 and choose a winner from that. And so it's just kind of one of those deals to where it gets them interactive, and then they'll be able to tell their friends, hey, come watch me, you know, whatever, because we'll do kind of like a semi-live broadcast of the winners as long as they're appropriate next week.
Wow. You know, I think it was you, Spencer, just said this. So I'm going to, we've been talking about fun and connection, which is important, but I think it's also important that we recognize what you just said. We're asking parents to reassert themselves as the primary discipler. And we're also asking, the school district is asking parents to become the primary educator. And they might be working, and if they can work from home, they're also trying to work from home with all the distractions. This shifting season for these parents is pretty, you know, there's a lot of weight going on here. So how do you ask parents to pick up this mantle without them feeling like, oh, one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. It's a whole lot emphasis in leadership riding on the home right now, safety wise, provision wise, and now education wise and spiritual wise. And that's why I think it's more and more getting organically back to the true focus of the gospel message, and that is to make disciples. The goal was never simply to gather in services. The goal was to make disciples, and disciples can produce disciples. The other thing that I think is key is that the first discipleship mechanism God created was the family unit. When he created Adam and Eve, he started in the garden. He didn't start a church, he started a family. And that is the original intent of the mom, of the dad, is to be the image bearer, to be the example. And so I think more, actually, we have the greater opportunity to not feel like we're laying something else on them, but instead helping them to realize that this was always the intention anyways. Of this is your power, this is your voice. There's no one that has the influence in your kid's life like you. And now we empower parents to really step into that role and to have as much backing from the church as they really should have this whole time.
Yeah, and I think the way Quinton said that is so important, that they are the image bearer. And we referenced it earlier in a previous podcast episode, that it doesn't have to be complicated, but if they really are living it out, then they're just having simple conversations as things come up throughout the day. As a student may have trouble with something in their schoolwork, then the parent is saying, hey, this is how we overcome some of these hard obstacles. Or, man, I had this struggle with a friend or a relationship, and they're just talking those things out with a biblical perspective in their background, not necessarily with a scripture in their pocket, but just with that principle of going, all right, here's a spiritual way to handle every situation. That's what this discipleship method looks like, is going, hey, let's live like Christ together. Not let's preach like Christ, not like whatever that is. It's that we're living that life together. And that's why that parent is such a great resource for every youth ministry right now. Because if we can get them to turn that mental shift on, it's one, as a church as a whole, we're going to help grow the church, because our parents all of a sudden are going to start realizing that they've got to live the life that they're talking about, because their kids are watching them every single second now. But two, they get to teach that to them in a whole new way. So it's such a cool opportunity, and it's such a cool time for the church right now to be more creative, to empower parents and families. It's so exciting.
Yeah. What I hear you guys saying then is to make sure when we talk to parents about this, it's not as much a responsibility as it is an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Make it a hopeful moment, so that it doesn't feel like a weight, so that it feels like this chance that you've never had before.
Yeah.
I wanted to make you guys, if you need a resource or something to help with families, you can go to, this is our church's website, but it's available to whoever. It's CBC Leads, cbcleads.tv. And if you go there, there's some resources that could help families just institute, 3 to 5 to 7 minutes a day or a week. Really, we're telling families you could do literally one of these trainings a week, and it takes just a couple of minutes. There's a video there of one of our guys teaching through. It's a book called Grow, and it's one of our staff guys wrote it, but it's called A Guide for Maturing Believers, and it could be for the long haul. That's what we're trying to develop here, not just for the meantime, but it gives our families just something practical that typically we would meet in a group, with a book, but we know now that we can't. So over these last 3 weeks, our team has put together this training digitally. So you guys can go use it. Don't feel like we're not promoting our own church here. It's a leadership resource, but I'm giving this to moms and dads going, hey, I'm leading students through this, but if I can teach you to do this, literally 3-5 minutes a week, you could take hold of this mantle that you've been given. So if you guys want to access that, feel free. It's a free resource to whoever would want to get at that.
Excellent.
Hey, Tim.
Excellent. Yeah.
Can I say this too? I was on a call last week that really was kind of inspiring in a way, as we're talking about all these different resources, the ways that we're engaging students, equipping parents. One of the things I think that we've got to realize as leaders and people in these roles is that what we're doing now, whatever it is that we're doing, is something that hopefully we can continue to do after all of this COVID-19 is done, because hopefully this is a new level of our ministry. And so I would encourage people right now to be thinking about not how can we do this for the next 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever. How can we continue to engage? Because it's really opened up our eyes in a creative way to new ways to engage and reach people, that hopefully we're going, hey, this is something that we can now add to our repertoire, so to speak, of how we do youth ministry. And so I would encourage them to say, hey, whatever we do, let's make sure we can sustain this to continue to reach those people.
Todd has been very silent, but he's been writing a ton of notes during this. I've been watching him.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to let the experts on youth ministry talk. It's been a long time for me, but the one thing that I really liked that everybody seemed to be saying is that we don't have to over spiritualize this right now.
Yeah.
Really, everything is about community. And right now, people are needing community more than they ever have before. And really, that's what we are as the church. We are a community. We are a body. We are a people that are here to be here for each other. And what better than now to do that? And, I know that right now that it's going to have to be digital connections, but it is what it is. I mean, we can still utilize these fun things and do stuff like this. I want to go try out that Cahoots or whatever you call it.
I think sometimes it's funny that I've often said that sometimes I think we over spiritualize a lot of church because we look at the life of Jesus and we look at the book of Acts and we forget that these are just snapshots of years.
Yeah.
And I just have to imagine that Jesus and these guys walking down the road, that it's not always him taking the heads off the grain and teaching them. I think sometimes he's goosing these guys and making them jump. And there's a lot of laughter sitting around the campfire at night when they're on the journey.
Yeah.
Because they were friends. There was a community component that we need to remember and realize.
Absolutely. I think you got to remember, that they were human, and that Jesus became human. That's so huge. And so, enjoying life, right? We get this special moment. And so, that's been our biggest connection points, have been the fun, engaging aspects. I mean, even so much so, we're still doing live services, we're still doing a lot of devotional content, and we still get a lot of students that track along with that. But the things that are really building that community and that excitement are those fun aspects.
Excellent. Well, guys, thanks again. Todd's already given us his takeaway.
Yeah.
And so we'll see you guys next time on the Advancement Podcast. Quarantine edition.
If you would like to keep this content coming, all Tim and Todd ask is $1 per show. See how to give, maybe even sponsor an episode or series on the website advancement.cc. Until next week, continue to advance the mission of Jesus.